Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm sharing this little bio slide here because I was asked to, but I really would rather share just talk about how I think and have a conversation here. So I don't have a proper presentation set up. I just want to share some of my ideas and have conversations around them because, frankly, half the time I don't know what I'm doing. So let me tell you first of all who I am. For those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Glickman. For the last decade or so, I've been a CMO at various startups, usually early stage, usually in digital experiences space, SaaS, and always in highly competitive uh, environments, right? So nothing as competitive as now where I'm at in event. I joined about 2 weeks ago as the VP of marketing there. Maybe the most competitive space I've ever seen in my life. Over 300 competitors. Money is pouring in from all different directions. And one thing that I've had to deal with I'm going to stop sharing here because this is just taking up the screen and nobody wants to see a slide. Sorry. So one of the things that I've always had to deal with is we have a very small budget. We're a startup, and we're competing against these enormous tech giants, right? And no matter what industry we're in today, it seems like if you're in software, you're competing against Adobe and Salesforce and Microsoft and Google. It's just a reality today that no matter what, you're competing against these huge brands as well. And so the question comes up: how do you compete against them when they've got the money, the talent? They can buy whatever they want. They'll always have more solutions than you, more features, whatever. How do you manage? There's of course there's always the product side of things, of being a bit more innovative and so on. But the reality of SaaS is that anybody can copy anybody very quickly. So whatever takes you a year to develop, it takes about 3 months to copy. And and not only that, those who copy you copy it better. They improve it when they copy. It's easier to copy than it is to develop. And there's no IP in SaaS, just isn't any. So the ways to really compete are by building a very strong and unique brand that's associated with a very strong and unique positioning. That is finding what it is that makes you special, what it is, and compare that to these giants where they can't go in and where they can't think like you, or the business model is just not compatible with what you're trying to achieve here. So if your pricing model is such that their whole business model can't accommodate it and your pricing model is disruptive, that's one example, right? It could be how you put together the positioning or what this set of features does and so on. But that's not enough. That's just not enough. You have to think in terms of brand marketing as well, because they'll just outspend you and you'll just get drowned in the noise. I'll get to community. Don't worry, I'm getting there. So traditionally, we think of brand marketing, lead gen, product marketing. And over the last few years, we have social media pop in, and in B2B specifically, we always think about social media as, this another thing we need to get done. People want some social, put up something on the social media. We're not sure why. The CEO, if you ask any CEO of any tech company, what's your social media good for? They probably don't have a good answer for it. They probably think in terms of, classic CEO, and they say, I don't know, the marketing is doing something on social. We need to have a social presence. But they don't have a clear core connection between that and any kind of bottom line results. But that's in a traditional approach and a traditional way of thinking. And one of the things we have to do as startups is think non-traditionally. And so one of the things that we do see that we have as a startup that the big companies don't have is a real passion that customers have for our brand. We get the early adopters that really love us and really get excited when we bring something a little bit new and different to the table. And not only that, they seem to really connect to us as individuals and really take pleasure in the fact that they're part of our journey. And this is really important because the big brands, by the mere definition of being a big brand, can't achieve that, right? They're all about having a big brand. And if you look at Apple, for example, they're usually very impersonal. Other than the CEO, nobody really knows who works at Apple. It's by design. It's Apple and people work for Apple. And we in startups, by design, we actually want to be a set of smart people that work together that make the brand that we're in our case, an event. So, because by doing this, we can connect to our audience. So, traditional way of thinking is, okay, great. So we have better ability to create community than the bigger brands. But what is a community good for? So you think of community as a byproduct of our of our presence, not as an engine that's driving growth. So as time went on, I kept thinking about, okay, this social media is becoming a dominant force. Community is growing. People strive for community, and we have the power to build community. How can we connect this and create a growth engine? And it occurred to me, it all connected when I realized that the way we as individuals consume information has completely and dramatically changed over the last decade, completely. So we used to trust any kind of authoritative sources of information, that is newspapers, brands, media. We prefer to consume information that was digested, organized, structured, thought out, and curated, edited, right? We knew that that's trusted. Today, that's not the case. As, like it or not, we as humans prefer to take information that is directly raw from the source. And true or not, we believe that that is more true and more accurate. And I'll use the word true because because it's not accurate, but I'd say we believe that it's more true than information that was processed. So when somebody sees a little video of 10 seconds on Instagram or on Snapchat of a situation that happened, they will believe that over a piece of news. We've seen this in politics. This is also true for business. This is also true for how we market. And so the implication is profound, meaning if we go into traditional brand marketing, where we put in lots of money into our marketing and ads and traditional case studies and white papers and all of this, people don't want that information. They don't trust it. What do they trust, or what do they want to try? What do they want from us? They want that 10 seconds of testimonial that matters. That's it. Just give me the raw 10 seconds. Don't give me a polished somebody sitting in the studio being interviewed. I won't trust it. Right? Who do they want to believe? Who do they want the information from? They want it from peers, from influencers, from other people, not from us as the brands. So how do we model that? So let me show you a quick slide I prepared for my previous CEO about this, and he really liked it. And so I'm using that. And here today, let me find it for you right here. I'm just sharing what I shared with him. This is how it works. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
Great. So this kind of a flow of information. We have content marketing, content marketing, and kind of driving traffic in. And this is specific for StreamYard, where I worked, where we grew really fast, right? But that's more driven by self-serve. But you can easily imagine how this would work for if you include a sales team right inside here, right? You got the search traffic, you've got the ads, everything else is driving traffic into your website. From there, they create user-generated traffic. That's in the yellow, right? User-generated content in the yellow, right? Now, what we can do is, if we take all of that energy and all of that content that our users, that our audience is creating about with our brand, with our tools, or about our brand, and dump it into the community. So that would be events, social media, and influencer marketing. Okay, this is big. So through partnerships with influencers, we mix all of these up together on purpose. And the goal here is to simply infect our prospects and our general audience or general community at large with the enthusiasm and word of mouth that our customer base and our fans are generating. So by doing that, word of mouth is spreading, we drive traffic back, we create this loop, this circle, this viral loop. And yeah, it's much more powerful if you have a user-generated content created by your product, but it can also work. But if you don't have a product, you can generate that through conversations, through live video, through engagement through events, influencer marketing, etc. So if you notice here, there's no lead gen. There's no lead gen function. Because the events, for example, they attack both retention, lead generation, and brand all in the same time. So you mix these on purpose. You don't separate them. That is the goal here. That's the model. And influencers matter a lot too. So just to show you what that looks like in a practical sense, and I thought I wouldn't have much to say, but I see that I'm actually a little bit over time. So I'm going to show you one more thing and then I'll stop. Let me just share here a quick video we made, some testimonial, and look how raw and simple it looks. It is edited, but it doesn't appear that way, right? Let me share this quick video, and I won't even share all of it.
The reason I love using StreamYard, well, that's easy. I can make Chris Brogan, I can make a show like the Backpack Show where I have a co-host, Carrie, but I can run the show all by myself. I can push all those buttons, make people big, small, change views, make all kinds of video clips come on, show people's websites live.
So it appears to be raw, and we have different versions of that. We have that in events, etc. But this is we just posted that on social media, and then we used it as ads with ad money. We boosted it as ad money. This video performed better than any other ad we created. This one right here, because it's raw, because it's just this one man telling his own story. It's his story, it's not ours. He just happened to use our product. And that's what's compelling. And so all of that builds community. And I'll just summarize by saying this. Community is not a space in which you bring people together. It's not a platform. It's not a Facebook group. Community is everywhere you have conversations with your audience. That's how I define community. It takes some people a while to wrap their head around that. What do you mean? It means exactly that. Everywhere you have conversations with your audience, and they have conversations with themselves. And I'll stop right there.